he's going to drop out, as tons of players are dropping straight into the authority. And Spratty Fishy on 206 needs to not have his tournament ended here. Instead, going to end Drizzy's tournament and get gifted basically the freest elimination I've seen in a hot minute.
Woo! And we're talking about other players on the outside looking in. We're talking about some of the NRG boys of Unknown and Edgy sitting at 230 points. So there are no doubt. And look at Spratty Fishy starting off hot, knowing that he has to get hot to compete and get that ticket into the grand finals here, Sundown. So nice AR shots. He got the freebie right out the rip. He got another one, and he has his eyes set on maybe a third possible elimination right in the opening moments of these final games.
A fifth of the lobby down, 82 players remaining. Spratty trying to make it 81 with Joker at super low HP here.
Other players on the outside, Booga on the outside, Zates on the outside. So many players on the outside, furious, notable names, but Joker gets notably ousted out, gets pulled right off the stage right there by Spratty. And Spratty is making a big show in here on the main stage here in the DreamHack Open. Hey, if you're on the show, if you're on the big stage, your clout goes up, and that is what it's all about, I suppose. But Dustin now has a long way to go to get up here. He's gonna need something to happen here, a big pop-off game. A lot of these players have the ability to pop off, and Dustin is trying to do his best. Oh no, down goes Straw Hat Spy. Straw Hat almost running, no doubt, maybe ending their day here at the DreamHack Open here in the semifinals. But man, you know what's kind of crazy here, Sundown, is a lot of players, you know, we talked about doing what you do best and landing the same condition POI, your scavenge routes. We've been talking about throughout the entire broadcast. But when it gets down to the 9th and 10th game of your run, sometimes you get a little crazy, as we see Nanolight actually picking up an elimination on Toos. So that's going to be a big elim as two titans of the Fortnite scene go back to back, and Nanolight picked up another one. So Nanolight getting revving up right here as well, as so is Spratty. But as I was saying, is that so many people start to get more aggressive and aggro and just go on in and do craziness. And
I think it's still big either way, getting up towards the end there and going in what ended up being, I think, was ultimately a top 2 performance. If Epic Whale ends up taking him out there, you can see making it into the top 5 and converting with that entire Epic loadout. So that's really coming in clutch at the end. But something Epic Whale does do absurdly well is close out matches, whether it's from the top down there. And he does just take out Asian Jeff in the 50-50 at the end. The Spratty Fishy currently trying to get some harassment onto Trevin. Trevin looking a little lost there. Not sure what was going on. Keep a good beat on him. Max doing a good job of keeping distance, but also looks like he's out of builds as he hops in the bush and hits Virus back with the shots, even the playing field just a little bit right now. As you can see, both of them gonna back off, pop whatever heals and minis they have. Virus, a little bit of more effective HP, and hits the huge charge shot there. 231, keeps his tournament hopes alive there, and Max is going to see himself out.
Pickaxe his way right through. Oh, but then he gets hit. Now he has to kind of retreat a little bit. Can Royal Chains capitalize? Royal Chains does have a crash pad. Didn't really get that one cleanly in. And now Royal does get hit really hard, and Royal has to retreat. Boy's not trying to go in, buy his way into another. Oh, yes, there it is. So close. They were going back and forth. The tide right there, but that's a big time 6 points right there for Buisa. Yeah, there's some shots in, some big time shots. You got to be careful there. Now we're going to switch over to another fight that's escalating with Evasion. Evasion here is going to have to change the layer right now, but here it comes, a knock on the door, and he answers it with 111 tag. Now this is the opportunity. It's a matter of moments here. Nice. The defense was there with the ramp, but it was just too much of evasion right there, and he was able to get that 5 points.
On where that line is, and currently 252. So right now, that elim, the 270, is pushing him much farther ahead. But as we've seen with every DreamHack, every FNCS, every Cash Cup, that line always seems to creep up just a couple more points than it usually does. And right now, Barros is in danger of having his tournament ended here.
Barros is now fighting in the storm, but he picked up the 50 siphon, has one foe nearby, and it looks like that person now is going to look back a little bit.
providing enough of a barrier. However, Virus is aware of him, and Leroy just going down that zip line, firing shots away, making sure he's connecting on all of those. That's one of the benefits of rotating along that East Coast. You do have the zip lines going up and down.
Oh, you hear the music?
Right now. Oh, the Marauders coming in again. We talk about them being able to put the pressure, particularly when you're kind of on the sides of these mountains. It's so hard to close the gap, and Byros is going to be the benefactor of them.
Yeah, and it takes out Boysa right there. Boysa going down. Our Heat 2 #1 finisher, as Timbers does get sent out. A member of Timbers gets eliminated there on their rotation. And we do see Dubs, who's very close on the bubble as well. Mega was, I believe, in this fight, but I don't see him currently. But FaZe Dubs keeping the vibe alive for the FaZe boys, and see if they could continue on into the fight, into the grand finals. So we got XSET represented, FaZe represented, and NRG all represented here, and of course Awakes Byros sitting there on the low ground. And so it all comes down to where this is going to pull, and see how XSET Shark is going to handle this. And it does pull, and I believe I'm looking correctly, Unknown and Shark have pulled circle, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they take it, and see if they look for those picks that they could do to get those 5 points easily. Oh, nice. Unknown, was that a Shark? It was. He caught Shark on his rotation.
He caught Shark with the edit down. He knocked down everything on height, and Shark, being caught, unable to catch himself, will fall all the way down. And Unknown with a cheeky high IQ play, not something he necessarily has seen in his repertoire before, but it's good to see the growth of the young NRG player continuing to push forward, continuing to innovate and improve. But now it's all about the moving zone. Zone 6 is coming through again. This is the final opportunity. You have to cement top 100 here. We saw it was just above 250 minimum to make the ride, which means Zum needs to keep making plays. The qualifier #2 finds Elim there. He's in the bottom right-hand corner of your feed. Unknown a little bit ahead of the pace right now, 268, as we still have 23 players left. Rokane going down. Zum finds another, and he gets another there onto Alipe. All of a sudden, that's 6 and 249 points. Can Zum clutch up and get to the top 100? The qualifier 2 winner in the final moments, trying to make a case for why he's in the top 100 players in NA East right now. But Glizzy Gary up on the high ground, trying to do his best Joey Chestnut, but Osutre taking away from him with some fantastic and quick builds. But that is a very flimsy structure. Any pressure is going to cause that to topple down. But right now, all eyes are on Zum. There's the short pad with the crash pad added as well to get to the far side of the zone. We're inside the top 20, and we're closing in on the final moments here as he finds another elimination. 260 now as we have our top 15.
Zum is trying to do what 2 others have failed to do. 2 people that were #1 in their heats only failed to advance to the semis, and Zum is well on his way to advancing here to the grand finals. And NRG Unknown is looking at 277. Now he's navigating, recycling pads, and this is going to be a very dangerous player to have in the end game, because this is where the most eliminations happen. We're talking about 20% in zone 7, 24% in zone 9, and if Unknown could put it all together, and Unknown picks up another elimination, 283 here, Sundown. He's starting to rev it up. He's starting to bring in that Rasamir vibes right now, and he's looking to mow down and go back into instinct box fight mode down on the low ground.
Unknown is in your top right. Zum's in your bottom right. 3 limbs so far from Unknown, but when he's unlocked in the end game with a decent amount of builds, he can do whatever he wants. Zum, though, still slightly behind the pace, needs to make sure he's above it. Don't forget, it was 252 going into this game. It's only going to crawl upward, which means Zum needs every available point if he wants to make it to the grand final. This is it. It comes down to the final moments here. 13 players remaining, about to be 12 as Unknown Army picks one up. Another player going down there as we have our top 10, and Zum finds Storms there to get it. 271 now for Zum, but will it be enough? He needs to keep climbing upward. 272 as Unknown goes down. Surely we'll be seeing him in the grand finals, but all eyes are on Zum and whether or not he can push forward. Already 40 points out of eliminations. He has 8 going through. He has 57 builds. He has an entire legendary loadout, but no mythics and no rotation. He needs to close this out if he wants to be playing in the grand finals, and right now he is clean above him and the rest of the lobby below him.
Zum is putting some pressure on Glizzy. Gary, of course, trying to retain that mustard belt as Clean is finally putting some pressure on Zum. That's why he's going to drop down a little bit as Zum was from second from height, and Clean still holding on height. Gary down below and gets sent right into the storm. So no doubt Clean has the shockwave launcher. So Zum has to overcome, and Zum picks up another elimination right there in the mid ground. Zum is right now on fire, and he's going to put himself right into the grand finals with a nice, strong performance, because he's going to have to keep that momentum going if he qualifies. And oh my goodness, Zum takes out another person. He takes out Virus with the RPG, and it's Zum right now going all the way down low. He's going to pick up Chris. Oh my goodness, Zum, you are a madman. Stop it. And he does. Clean gets the elimination, and that may be enough to have him qualify.
Here are the top 20 players that are going to be moving on to the grand finals. And of course, the remaining 80 as well will be the top 100 moving forward. And there he is, Crunchy, up on top with 422 points. And I really do want to speak about consistency here.